Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Jeff coming at you with another edition of Accelerate Flow State. And today I want to talk about what I call the path of possibility. So it's my belief that each one of us has infinite potential to create the life of our dreams, to build the businesses that we want to build, and to move forward consistently in our lives to achieve everything that we want to achieve. Inevitably, along that path, we're going to experience challenges. We're going to experience things that are going to question or challenge our resolve. And these things are going to create certain fears or bring up fears in our system and in our psyches. They're going to bring up doubts that it's possible. They're going to bring up indecisions, overwhelm, all of these things. The first thing to understand is that these limitations are mostly in our minds. And that goes back to, as we grow up, we have certain programming, we have certain beliefs that are sort of instilled in us by the world around us. It's not just our mom or our dad or our siblings or whatever. It's the entire culture that we live in and how our brains develop over time. And that's what kind of gives us the sensibility of what's possible and what's not. So each one of these limitations are going to have to be challenged as you move through the process and the path of creating some kind of entrepreneurial endeavor. And this kind of expands into other areas of your life, building relationships and all of these different things as well. But these limitations are mostly in our minds, right? So the challenge for us is, as these things come up, to face them and confront them and not to run away from them. And it takes a certain level of awareness of when these things come up so that we can recognize and identify exactly what that thing is, and then say, what is that belief? What is that programming that I have that is preventing me from moving forward in this moment? Why am I falling into a cycle of procrastination? Why am I falling into a cycle of fear that's preventing me from taking action? Why is it causing this indecision that is holding me back from moving forward and taking the action that I need to take to move forward? And so once you can recognize that these things are all mental constructs and that you have the ability, there's so many tools out there these days that you can find online of mindset training and different ways of looking at these things to gain more perspective so that you can understand exactly what's going on and resolve those issues within yourself so that you can have the very specific certain belief that the things that you want to see brought forth in the world are going to be brought forth, and it's just a matter of time. The next part of that, once you start taking action, is to recognize that every step counts, every step matters. You take a little step, even if you frame it or consider it a loss or a failure. Those things are going to teach you lessons that you need to learn to continuously move forward. So looking at things from this perspective, either you learn or you win, right? So there's always a lesson that's there for you, and it's not something to get hung up on, or it didn't work out for me this time, so it's never going to work out. It's not about that. It's about, what is the nugget of wisdom that I can take away from that experience and apply to my life over time so that I won't make that mistake again. I won't put myself in that situation again. I won't let that situation get me down if I find myself in that situation again, because I know, I understand that each one of these experiences is a step that's propelling me forward a little bit closer to creating that life that I desire and to building the business that I want to build for myself. And then the final thing in the path of possibility really is to embrace the uncertainty. Embrace the fact that you don't have all the answers, that you don't know how you're going to achieve these things necessarily. You might have some idea, but oftentimes in my experience, things that have shown up or the reality that has shown up is not in the time frame or in the exact way that I had envisioned, right? But what I do find is that when I trust these things and I keep taking action and moving forward, that the proposition expands, and then it gives me the sense that I'm going even further than I thought possible when I set that goal or when I had that vision for myself. It becomes this sort of multiplier effect of what's possible as I build those skills, as I go and confront those limitations. There's more possibility, and that's the path, right? The path of possibility continues to expand over time so that you are able to have a even bigger vision and create um, and experience and realize even bigger rewards for your effort in your life than you ever thought possible. That's what the path of possibility is to me. So if you find yourself on this path, if you committed to this path, just recognize that the challenges that come up are going to expose the limitations in your mind. Remember that every experience that you have is getting you a little bit closer to where you want to be. If you look at it in the right way and you take the lesson instead of beating yourself up about it, instead of holding back because of it, instead of giving up, right? And then finally, embracing the uncertainty, embracing the chaos and the realization that the world around us is doing what it's going to do. And we have to center and ground ourselves into what we want to see brought forth from the world. And that's an uncertain thing. And there are no guarantees. But if you keep taking action, your life will get better and better if you continuously take the wisdom and the teaching and the learning that you gain from each experience. So that's what I have for you today. The path of possibility. Go out, find what that path is for you, and remember these points that I've set out here in the video. It's going to help you move forward. Thanks a lot. I look forward to seeing your comments in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.